This is the second part of how to make a rainbow loom Santa hat charm. If you haven't watched the first video, please do that now and then come back to find out how to finish your charm. Now you should have done 4 layers of red with the length of 5 pins, and now we want to again move our hat in to the next set of pins on both sides. And as you can see, I have 2 bands on the end pins, and I'd like to have just 1 band to move in. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to remove 1 band from each of the end pins, just the very end. So we'll go to start there at the left and go to the far right pin, and then go on the other side and remove 1 band from there, and then all the way back down and remove just the bottom there. And you can push that down. And now what we want to do is we want to put the next layer on, but we're going to again start here. We're going to start on the 4th pin in from the left. So we're moving over 1, and I'm going to do the same pattern with zigzagging up and then down. And then I'm going to stop right here. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. And I'm going to work my way back down, crossing over the bands I just put on. And then after we've done that, we can now move these bands in. So I want to take the very bottom left band, get it on my hook, and then move it up and diagonally to the right, putting it on the top, and then take the one above it and move that down and diagonally, and again put it on the top. Go to the other side, grab the bottom band and place it up and to the left, and then grab the one on the top and move that down diagonally, and then you want to push that down. And so now we need to remove the bottom layer, and as you can see, once again, there are 4 bands on all of the pins, so I want to remove 2 bands from every pin, so the bottom 2 from the end, and then 2 from the center, and then 2 from this end, and then turn to the other side, again removing 2. And then 2 at the end. So push that down. And you can see our hat is making its way down through. So once it starts to come down, you can help it down a little bit. I wouldn't pull it too hard, but as it's coming down, you can help pull it down. And now we have 1 layer of red on, the length of these 3 pins. And we want to do 3 more layers, so we want to do 4 layers in total. So I'm going to keep doing it in the same pattern. And then back down. And then removing the bottom layer. And again, since I only have 3 bands on the end pins now, I'm just going to take 1 off. So just remove the very bottom 1, 2 from the center, and then just 1 from the ends. And now I'm going to do 2 more layers like that, and I'll fast forward. So now once again you should have 4 layers of red done, the length of the 3 pins, and now we're going to again move it in. We want to get the ends moved into the center. So what I'm going to do now is There are 2 bands on every pin, and this time I'm just going to leave the 2 bands together, and I'm going to start at the bottom left. I'm going to pick up the 2 bands on my hook, make sure you have them both, move it up diagonally and get them both on the pin. Next I want to go to the pin above, pick up the 2 bands that are on there, leave them on your hook, and go down diagonally and place the bands on that pin. Then what I want to do is go to the bottom 2 bands and take them both off. Flip to the other side and take those 2 bottom bands off. Then I want to come to this other side, and I'll start at the bottom. I want to take these 2 bands, hold them on my hook, and place them at the top of the pin up diagonal. Make sure they both get on. And then go to the top 2 bands, get them on your hook, and put them down diagonal. And then again, I want to take the bottom 2 bands on the one side, and then the bottom 2 bands on the other. So now you want to switch back to the white bands, and you want to see where you have your hat. You want to go to the very next pin over to the left, and you want to take your white band, stretch it up diagonally to the right and twist, and then push it down. You have to twist this row and then twist down diagonally, and then you want to take another one, start at the top, go down diagonally and twist. Finally you want to go back up diagonally and twist. And now what we want to do is take the red bands and get them off of the pins. So you want to start in the front, grab the very bottom band, and then a second band, and now go to the back side, grab one bottom red, and then the second red, and that's putting the hat onto the white. And now we want to add one more layer of white, so start at the bottom left. This time we don't need to twist the bands, and then back down. And now we want to remove the very bottom on the end, just one. Now in the center we're going to have to remove 2, again because there's twice as many. And then just 1 on the end. Same thing on this side. 1 on the end, 2 in the center, and 1 on the other end. Then you can push that down. And now what we want to do is move everything in. So I'm going to take the bottom left, again move it diagonally up to the center. I'm going to take the top left and move it diagonally down. And then what I want to do is take the very bottom band and pull it over the top, go to the back side, take the bottom and pull it over. And now I'm going to take the right side and move that in, move it diagonally up, and then for the top right I'm going to move that diagonally down to the left. And once again I want to take the very bottom band and pull it over the top, and again do the same thing on the top side. And then you should have 2 bands left on each pin. So what you can do is, if you want to pick them both up and then put them on this pin, and then you can take the bottom 2, well, you can take 1 and then a second one over the top, and then you can take your hook and grab the last two bands, and what you can do is, if you take this row off, it's easier to get out. And what you want to do is take either a C-clip, an S-clip, or another band. I'm just going to grab another band and put it on your hook, and then just pull that through, and then leave it on your hook and grab the other side, loop one end through the other, and pull, and then here is your Santa hat. Now you can also make different size Santa hats depending on how many pins you use on the loom. The one we made was the length of 7 pins. Now I have a smaller hat here which I made, which was the length of 5 pins to start, and then I have a larger hat here which was the length of 11 pins. So that was almost the whole length of the loom. So there's a lot of different options that you can choose. And as you can see, I've decorated this one with a button, a cute little reindeer button. So there's a lot of different choices.